What's your favorite musical? The Pirates of Penzance played it in high school. I was in the orchestra. The music was a lot of fun and the story is hilarious. I'm the very model of modern Major General Live information vegetable animal and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical, from Marathon to Waterloo and order categorical. The Pirates of Penzance is a operetta. For me it's the pirate movie based on Penzance. Not even my best friend knows that I love that movie. Little Shop of Horrors or Avenue Q. It seems you only like musicals with puppets. Not necessarily. I also really like Oliver and Wicked. Does Team America World Police count as a musical? It's got a lot of music, and there's literally a musical in it. Every owns a little bit racist, sometimes. Natasha, Peer, and the Great Comet of 1812 come from away bandstand news's Pippin. I prefer the revival Finding Neverland, 21st annual Putnam County Spelling Bee Tuck Everlasting. Bandstand doesn't get enough CRTBH. It's the only musical to be declared 6 certified by Got Your 6. I saw Bandstand when it was in theaters with my friend, and even knowing what happens, if I think there's no way I'll get a chance to see a show, I'll look up the synopsis. I was absolutely a wreck by the end. Welcome home, my boys. Cats? No, wait. Little Shop of Horrors. No, it's Fiddler on the Roof. Oh, wait. I forgot about Into the Woods. Hold on. It's definitely Sound of Music. No, I got it. It's Phantom of the Opera. Do animated musicals count? Because that opens a whole new world. Movie La La Land or Mary Poppins. Stage Les Miserables, Lion King, Hamilton, Next to Normal, Producers, Rent, Company. Nice to see someone mention Next to Normal on here. Definitely my favorite, but doesn't seem to ever get mentioned by anyone. Next to Normal gets people in the feels really hard. It is easier for everyone to say they like something that isn't so heavy. I do like the show though. I just understand why it isn't most people's favorite. Perhaps it is better to be 9 people's favorite thing though. Which Mary Poppins? I think the new one is exactly as good as the old one, but I'd love other people's thoughts. I did love the new one, but the OG is timeless, magical, and practically perfect in every way. Disappointed no one mentioned 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, so I can smack talk it for being Stockholm Syndrome on Broadway. Bless your beautiful hide for bringing it up. That musical's got a beautiful fever dream of a plot. Wonder how the reception to it would be if it was released in this day and age. Guessing poor, but I still love it lol. There are so many I would love to share. An American in Paris Singing in the Rain on the Town, Oklahoma Cabaret, Moulin Rouge, Guys and Dolls, West Side Story, Fiddler on the Roof, My Fair Lady, A Chorus Line, Showboat, Larkage, Orcs Foals, Both White Christmas, so many more. The 40s and 50s were a time when the movie studios had incredible talent pools. Sure, they abused their power, but made incredible movies. Oh my gosh, probably In the Heights. Lin-Manuel Miranda's mega hit before Hamilton. It's incredible in every way. That's our school musical next year. Hoping to land the role of Vanessa. Thank you. I was so hoping to find someone else that feels this way too. I saw it right after it won the Tonys. I was absolutely floored by the score and the talent on stage. Piragua Guy's solo was just incredible. So much emotion behind every note. Come From Away, it's such an amazing play and I always love verbatim styled theater. I don't know if it's still on Broadway. ATM, I went and saw it there last month, but if you get the chance, please go and watch it. It's touring right now, and they extended the tour through 2020, so it should be all over the place, which is nice, because the tour was originally just Canada and a couple random U.S. cities mostly in the northern Midwest. It is still on Broadway, so much of the original cast is still with it too, which is amazing. I'm seeing it next month. The chair choreography looks amazing. Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. It is offensive and grating to the senses. The music breaks so many rules. It is visceral, it is disgusting, and it works. I love it. I listen to it to relax, because the fact that this complex piece of art exists makes me so happy. To be clear, the movie is okay, but I was in love with the stage musical before the movie was announced. When I heard it was going to be a movie, I thought they can't It's too dark and weird and gross. It won't work on screen. Tim Burton's the director. Okay, he might be able to pull it off. I'll peel you banana. A very Potter musical. Better than the books. Pigfoots, Pigfoots, here I come. Pigfoots, Pigfoots, yum yum yum. Guys, you need to look up the musical. The creators of it, Star Kid, put it up for free on YouTube. I agree. Star Kid is amazing. Twisted is my favorite musical by them. I highly recommend it to everyone. All of their musicals are up on YouTube. I'm personally a Starship fan, but yes, most of them are fantastic. I loved Starship. I think it gets forgotten in the Star Kid lineup, but it is also my favorite. Consistent, hilarious storytelling, unique characters, and the puppetry is awesome. Mary Poppins. The original movie came out in something like 1965, but it came to a theater one town over from me in about 1971, when I was 6, and my mother took me. It was one of those old-fashioned movie theaters that was all plush and giant velvet curtains and sconces. The whole experience was magical, and all these years later I still know all the words to all the songs. Probably Be More Chill, Heather's following, then Avenue Q. We recently saw Be More Chill in New York in March. It was phenomenal. What did you think? I mean, of like the songs and the acting. I was hesitant at first, but my 13-year-old daughter really wanted to see it. I already knew most of the songs, since we listened to them all the time. I really enjoyed it. I thought the theater seemed really small, but we don't live in New York, and it was our first ever Broadway show. Sounds great. There's no theaters or live musicals where I live, so I love to hear what others think. Dear Evan Hansen has a special place for me. Also, I saw Wicked with the OBC, so that's really closely up there as well. Also, special shout out to the Lightning Thief musical, currently nationally touring. It does an insanely good job actually following the books, something the movies vastly failed to accomplish, and the songs are awesome. Highly recommend giving the cast album a listen. That show deserves much more recognition. Singin' in the Rain. It's just the perfect musical. Gene Kelly at the peak of his powers with great support from Debbie Reynolds and Donald O'Connor. It's funny, and it flows wonderfully, and, unlike most musicals, it actually has something to say. In this instance about the switch from silent movies to talkies in the Hollywood of the late 20s. The set pieces are great. Donald O'Connor's Make 'Em Laugh, the Broadway melody, and of course Gene Kelly's solo spot of the title song. It's basically perfect. Even for people who aren't massive fans of musicals, and that includes me, it's essential viewing. Ordered things I've seen on stage: Wicked, Something Rotten next to Normal Things no one heard of, and I've never had a chance to see Allegro. I kind of saw this live, but not full staging. Or Cast Is Their Life After High School, Of the Icing, and Let 'Em Eat Cake. Honorable mention Ragtime. I was hoping to see Something Rotten on this list. I saw it 2 times with original cast and it really stuck with me. Such a great soundtrack, and Chris Borrell was amazing. Brickus and Wildhorn's Jekyll and Hyde. I think it'd make a pretty decent film too, which apparently is in the works at the moment. Personally, I'd like to see Hugh Jackman play the title character, but he might be a bit on the old side now. So glad I'm not the only one in here to say this. Didn't know about the film. Only filmed version of it I was aware of was the David Hasselhoff version, which, while not being as bad as I had feared, was not good. I saw it in New York City when it first opened, and it was just jaw-dropping. That Hasselhoff recording is a cautionary tale to lighting designers everywhere about the importance of cues. Okay, now I need who's singing This Is the Moment. I've seen Les Miserables 4 times in theaters, and once in a movie, but we don't speak of that, so that's a classic favorite for me. Something Rotten is the most recent favorite musical I've really loved the soundtrack to, and I got to see it performed recently. Loved it all. Something Rotten is my favorite. I saw the original cast twice and it really stuck with me. The last 5 years the movie did not do a good job, but the original production and recording was amazing. I liked the movie, but I haven't gotten to see a stage version either. I have gotten to see Songs for a New World though. You can check out the soundtrack to the musical, not the movie version, and have an equally great experience. I listened to the soundtrack for about 10 years before I saw a production, and I was still a huge fan. Oh, I have the soundtrack. I get the gesticulating with my left hand bit stuck in my head all the time. I had to scroll a long way to find this. The only live version I ever saw was a high school production when I was still in school myself. TGE to kids who did it were super talented though and absolutely killed it. I've been in love with the soundtrack ever since. I really like Grease. My mum put it on all the time when I was a kid and we would always sing along. I know it's most people's go-to, but she used to tell me so excitedly that she saw it at the cinema so many times upon its release. It's just a feel-good movie, even though the ending is whack. I actually really enjoyed La La Land too as it had a really neat story to me. I thought it would be awful when I saw the first song, yet I forgive Grease for the same kind of songs as that, but it really surprised me. Plus love the Gosling. I've not seen it on stage, but I really love the soundtrack for Dear Evan Hansen. Also Hamilton, Book of Mormon, Rent and Les Miserables are all fantastic. I saw Dear Evan Hansen in Toronto last week, and it was great. I'd agree with your whole list. The stage version of The Lion King and Wicked are ones I'd add as well.